is going on, guys? We are back here doing a first review, first look, and first drive of the BMW M4 GT4 brand new car to iRacing. Really excited for this car. It's been really hyped up and really awaited as we had the Cayman last season. So now we got another GT4 car to join the group, new car to join IMSA Pilot Challenge Series. It's going to be interesting to see how this car drives. It's said to be a better car in real life overall. And yeah, it's just awesome to see and have yet another GT4 car to add to the fleet. So yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys my first feel, first look. I do have pretty good experience with the GT4 cars, as I have real life experience in the AMG GT4. So completely different body style, chassis, things like that. But nonetheless, it still falls under the GT4 platform, so it's good to kind of compare and use as a reference to see if it drives just like the real life thing. And knowing iRacing, it's not going to be too far off, but let's see how this car drives specifically. My first thoughts, handling and things like that. So I did an outlap just to see. Let's go ahead and take a look. First of all, the dash is really nice, turns on when you start up the car. It's very beautiful interior. As we take a nice zoom out, I think this steering wheel is like a wannabe Super Trofeo steering wheel for Lamborghini. It looks just like it. Really nice. Really like the interiors. If we take away, you can see the dash and the control panel over there. Very nice. Little subtle details that iRacing always excels in. It's always impressive to see how well iRacing does with the graphics and the details and design, things like that. So I mean, it's the real deal right here. So we zoom back in. Let's see, it takes a little while. I like running at 70 degrees of field of vision. You can see the wheels pretty far back as well. That's why we can't see it so much. It's not as close. It's pretty far back. And yeah, first thing to notice, there is actually no clutch pedal in this car, which is a little bit weird, let's say. But since GT4 cars come directly from the street cars and they're just transformed, it makes sense that some of them, I know the McLaren doesn't have it. The Mercedes GT4 did have a clutch pedal, so it kind of depends. This one, however, BMW M4 does not have a clutch pedal. So we can go ahead into first gear and get going. Already on the rev limiter, so first gear is really short. It makes a nice noise, doesn't it? So coming around, gotta wait for tires to come up to temperature before we push too much. Again, gearing is pretty short on this, so first gear runs out quick, second gear runs out quick as well, and then third and up is kind of where you want to be more than often. So you just see when you get into second, you're just on the rev limiter pretty early, like so. It's a corner I take in second gear in the GT3 cars, and I'm on the rev limiter there, so that's a difference to take a look at as well. So far, good power, good brakes. Oh, good drifting car too. Cold tires, but the rear end stepped out quite a bit there. So she is loose right there. That was loose. Loosey-goosey. So far, nothing I can really assess until tires come up to temperature, but you can see that the car is really reactive over the curves, I should say. That's something to keep an eye out on. And you don't have as much aero as a GT3 car, so you can see it just kind of pushes right there on the exit, where you need that aerodynamic grip. The car doesn't really have it. Very simple, basic aero package on it. So, that's where it lacks a little bit, but still, it's part of the GT4 platform. It's not quite a GT3 car. Less power, less aero, but a whole lot of fun. So she's got power. Loose rear end is what I'm feeling at the moment, and really reactive over the curbs. You can see it kind of just bumps. So it's like a very soft roll where the car is not really setting. Yeah, it's good power, good brakes. You can get the car stopped fairly quick. It's not as quick as you may have hoped, but it's a pretty good job. You can see tires coming up to temperature, so it helps on power, obviously. It's just really never sets over the curb. It just keeps kind of bouncing, you know, which is weird because you would think that's meaning it's too stiff, but it almost is like it feels soft. I'm not feeling a hit. I'm just kind of feeling the car rolling over and continuously rolling over. So pretty interesting. I like it. It's fun. It's going to be an awesome addition to the IMSA Pilot series, Michelin Pilot series. You can see there's the understeer that I was talking about. You know, just trying to carry the speed and the car just doesn't really work with you, which is okay. It's just part of the characteristics. I know the Cayman is really understeery as well. It's not good English, but that's okay. It still does a really good job. We'll do one more flyer here. And maybe not miss the apex question. See, the understeer is pretty massive. A lot of these corners, like I said, it doesn't set, so it keeps bouncing, and that's where you get some of the understeer. Some of the understeer on the high-speed stuff is due to the fact that there's not a lot of aerodynamic grip on this car. But also, you know, some of the lower stuff, it's when you hit the curb and the car is just not setting. It's continuously bouncing pretty much. Just rolling over. That's where you get a little bit of the understeer because the car never sets down on the ground again. The rear is really planted until you get on power. That's where it gets a little bit loose. Other than that, you know, it's really planted, and that's kind of what's causing some of the understeer as well. The fact that the rear is so planted down. Overall though, it's really fun. You really got to drive the car hard and, you know, work around it because you don't have as much aero. You don't have that stopping power because the brakes are good, but they're not as good as a GT3, let's say. Try taking a little bit more curves. You got to be so patient back on power. And try to open this one up a little bit, and it helps. Really fighting the car there, but that was a fun car. I enjoy it. Lots of time to find still. Keep dropping time down. Yeah, it's a great car. I really enjoyed it. And it's good to have it in the GT4 platform and program now. To join the Cayman, join the TCR, even though it's a different class. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. And overall, for me, I gotta say the car drives really well. It's just got a little bit of that snap oversteer on power, which you gotta be careful with. It's controllable, but you gotta be careful with it. And then you can lose time, you know, if you try to overcorrect it, let's say. The other thing I would say is just over some of those curbs and the bumps, it's really hard to let the car set back down. I don't know why. It just takes forever for the car to set down again. That causes a lot of understeer and also causes the car to be just kind of uncontrollable at sometimes because it's just never planted back. You know, it takes a while for it to ease back up. So it's a little bit tricky in that sense, but it's part of the challenge in my eyes. And other than that, yeah, you gotta just know that there's not gonna be that downforce, that level of downforce on the front end, because it's just a GT4 car. You can see there's a couple canards on the front, but they're very minor. Not a big splitter on the front. Not a lot of aerodynamics for this car, which is just the class that it is. So you kind of got to work around it, but you can definitely feel it, especially at the end of that little chicane that I was doing. You know, the car was just pushing, pushing, pushing. So you got to be patient on power. You got to be careful with how much speed you carry into some of these corners, because it just might be too much, honestly. But all in all, really good car. It's very similar to the real life GT4 that I've driven, the AMG. You know, power wise, braking felt better in the AMG, honestly, than it did in the GT4 now. The stopping power was a lot heavier in the AMG, but nonetheless, you know, it's really realistic and similar. And then handling characteristics, obviously the AMG didn't like roll as much, but it still, you know, was pretty similar. I didn't get any oversteer on power and things like that, but with the GT4 M4, you know, we did. So little things we can tweak. Again, we're running baseline, so a lot can change. But yeah, great car. Really enjoyed it. It's exciting to see it be added in the GT4 program, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's beneficial for you and you found some use, and hopefully you'll have a BMW M4 GT4 in your garage in no time. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Link to my Twitch is going to be in the description. Again, hope you guys can tune in and watch all my streams and things like that. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, and have a good day. See ya.